Welcome to another installment of our wellness education series. Today we are going to be talking about immunity. A big concern we all have right now for obvious reasons. So I want to talk about the oils that I'm using for myself on a daily basis and also to support my family. And then I also wanted to touch on a few other lifestyle habits that you can incorporate right now to keep your body as strong as possible. So before I dive into what oils I use, I just wanted to recap 3 cool things about essential oils. Number one, of course, that they're 100% natural and safe. So you can use them on yourself, you can use them on your children, you can use them on elderly, you can use them even on your pets. There are certain dilution requirements depending on who you're using them on. So be mindful of that. You can't use the same dose that you would use for yourself for your kids. Of course, I've mentioned before that the oils that you get in a doTERRA essential oil are 100% pure. It's very easy to create something that looks like an essential oil, that smells like an essential oil, for example, like lavender or peppermint, but that has a lot of synthetic fillers inside of it. Unfortunately, there are no laws or regulations around essential oils, so it's very easy to create something in a lab, stick a label on it, and sell it for 100 Rand in Discam or Clicks, wherever you're buying your oils, and claim that that's a pure essential oil. You really have no guarantee what's in the bottle. With doTERRA, every bottle has a batch number, and you can actually go onto a website, you can put in that number, and you'll see all the tests. Every bottle goes through about 54 tests, third-party testing, I have to add, just to make sure that actually what's in the bottle, that there's been no contamination along the way in the process, and just to keep doTERRA's reputation. That's why they invest in the third-party testing, and I think that's a really cool thing about them. The second thing is that, of course, they're super effective because they're 100% pure. They're highly effective because they're so potent. And the third thing is that they're actually quite affordable. Now, I know when you initially look at the price of a doTERRA oil, there's a little bit of a sticker shock. But if you compare the application or the number of drops you would use per application with a less expensive oil, you would use about 10 to 20 drops per application. And if you invest in doTERRA, you would use only 1 to 2 drops per application because of the high purity and potency of these oils. So when you figure out the price per drop, it really comes down to cents and pennies. So these 15 ml bottles have about 250 drops of oil in them. So if you're using 1 to 2 drops per application, you're going to get a good use out of a 15 ml bottle. You also get the 5 ml bottles. They have about 75 to 80 drops of oil in them. So just keep in mind when using doTERRA oils, less is more. 1 to 2 drops per application is all you need. All right, I'm going to put my glasses on. Anybody else getting blind? Because I just wanted to look at my notes, just make sure I'm not forgetting anything. All right, so we're going to dive into what oils I'm using right now. So number 1 oil for immunity is doTERRA's proprietary blend On Guard. And I'm just looking for my On Guard bottle. Here it is. There are 5 highly potent and amazing oils in this bottle. You have wild orange, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. You mostly smell the clove and the wild orange. Some people don't like the smell. I happen to love it. And On Guard and Elevation, which is a joyful blend, are my 2 daily diffuser blends right now. These 2 oils go really well together. Can highly recommend them, especially when the kids come home from school. I have the diffuser pumping, So not only do I nip their hangriness in the bud, you know, when they come home, they're tired, they're fed up, they're hungry. A whiff of Elevation will help mute that mood, and On Guard will help purify the air, you know, just in case they're bringing any nasties home with them. So On Guard you can use, I use it multiple times a day, and I thought to just explain the oil, I'm going to just give you a little snapshot of my daily routine, because On Guard right now is very prevalent in it. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is scrape my tongue. Then I floss, and then I will typically oil pull with MCT oil. For those of you who are not familiar with oil pulling, it's you take ideally some form of coconut oil. I personally use the MCT oil because it's already liquid. I'm not a fan of putting a little clump of the coconut oil into your mouth and then just waiting for it to dissolve as you swish it. So that's why I use the MCT oil. So just take about a tablespoon, put 1 drop of the On Guard oil, and just swish the oil in my mouth for 5 to 10 minutes. And it just helps to get rid of any lingering bacteria in your mouth. Even gargle with it just to make sure, because you know you want to keep anything from your throat down to your chest clean right now. This is where all the nasty is happening. Your nasal passages, your throat, your mouth and your throat. So On Guard is really effective in keeping that whole area clean. Well, not your nose, but your mouth. So, and then after about 5 to 10 minutes of swishing the oil in your mouth, you spit it into a bin, not into your sink. Especially if you're using coconut oil, because the oil will solidify and clog your drain. You don't want that. So, and then I brush my teeth. So On Guard, there's a whole range that has the On Guard oil in it. In South Africa, we currently have the toothpaste, which is delicious, and it doesn't have the harmful chemicals or fluoride in it. We have the foaming hand wash, which I have in every bathroom. And then what is the last one? The oil, obviously. I'm blanking. Anyway, hopefully soon we'll have access to the whole range, which includes a cleaner concentrate, which is amazing. As I said, I'm very passionate about non-toxic living, so I'm really getting rid of all the harmful chemicals in my house, and the On Guard cleaner concentrate, just you don't need any other cleaning product in your house. You just use this one, which is amazing. And then you have a laundry detergent, and I think that's it. So there's a lot of On Guard products. Back to my morning routine. I got a little sidetracked there. All right, so that's my oral hygiene, which is very important right now. And then after I shower, I have created little roller balls, 10 ml roller balls. And I actually needed to do a new one, so I thought I'd quickly show you how I do it. So you can get these really cool little glass bottles, roller balls. And in here, I have a blend of 3 oils. I have 20 drops of the On Guard, 10 drops oregano, and 10 drops of the frankincense oil. This is my immune balm blend. So you put the oil directly into the bottle. Then you take your carrier oil. I'm using the fractionated coconut oil from doTERRA. It's liquid. When you buy the coconut oil, it doesn't have this cool little pump on it, but you can get these supplies from a local supplier here in South Africa, very inexpensive. So you buy the pump, just because if you have the squeezy bottle, it sometimes gets messy trying to aim to get the oil into the bottle. So you buy this pump, and then you just top this bottle up with the oil. So instead of, if you don't want to buy the fractionated coconut oil from doTERRA, you can use sweet almond oil or jojoba oil, or we even have access to a beautiful marula oil, any oil that you like. I like the fractionated coconut oil because it absorbs quickly into the skin and it's not so sticky and messy. And then you just pop the top on. It has a nice little steel roller bowl. You just pop it on like that. And then give it a little shake to blend the oils. And then I roll this onto the bottoms of my feet twice a day, morning and evening. I've made one for each of my boys, and they do it themselves now, which is really great. And especially after a really stormy and cold night like we had the last couple of nights, I rub it down their spine as well at bedtime. But we all apply this twice a day to the bottoms of our feet. Again, you want to apply it to the bottoms of our feet because we have the largest pores. Make sure you wear socks. You don't want to be slipping and sliding all over the place. And the oregano oil has a really strong smell, so you kind of smell like a pizza. The On Guard masks it a little bit, but it's quite a potent smell. And my husband turns his nose up a little bit, but so I always put on socks, even at night. But this will keep will really boost your immune system. So just roll that onto the bottom of your feet. The other way I take On Guard is in a veggie cap, and I take it with oregano. So these are the veggie caps from doTERRA. I don't think these are available here yet, but you can get just plain veggie caps. I think any good pharmacy should have them. I don't know if you've ever seen one. They're just the plain empty veggie caps. They look like that. I put, right now, because I really want to boost my immune system, I was having a sore throat the last couple of days. I put 2 drops On Guard and 2 drops oregano into this veggie cap down the hatch. And I like to do it at night. I just feel that's when my body is resting and working. And I always explain it to my boys that when you're sleeping, that's when your body puts the little soldiers to work and gets rid of all the nasties and builds your immune system back up. So that's what I believe too. So I like to take it at night. So that's On Guard, a really potent oil. Next is oregano. Now, I never thought of oregano as an essential oil to actually use for health benefits. I cook with it a lot. But it turns out it's a hugely, highly, very effective for immune system, for boosting your immune system is what I want to say. It is very high in antioxidants. So the oil is derived from the leaf of the oregano plant, and it has 2 phenol chemicals in it, carbachol and thymol. Now, these 2 phenols are considered to be burny oils or chemicals, compounds. So with oregano, you want to be super careful not to put it directly onto the skin. You have to dilute oregano. You can burn your skin, actually. It's so pure and potent. But again, like I said, it's super effective for boosting your immune system and also your digestive system. So if you have any digestive issues, taking oregano internally really helps you. And if you feel something coming on, take a couple of drops, and in the morning you'll feel so much better. That's oregano. I showed you how to make the little roller bottle, my immune balm. The next oil is frankincense. This is also just an amazing oil to boost your nervous system. So many good things about this oil, also to boost your immune system. That's why I've added into the immune balm. I take 1 drop of frankincense directly under my tongue. So just unscrew the cap, and I like to do it in a mirror because sometimes the oil comes out quickly and you can't see how many drops you've actually used. So I just do it in the mirror, 1 drop under my tongue, and this just really helps your all systems going at 100%. Like I said earlier, you want to really make sure that your airways are clear. So another amazing oil to support you in that is the Breathe oil. Breathe has also great energy cleansing benefits. So I'm loving it in the diffuser with Serenity or Lavender right now. It smells, it's fresh. It smells so beautiful. You can just inhale it. If you are feeling a little bit stuffy, you can make yourself a little steam bath in a mug. You place 1 drop of the Breathe into a mug, pour some hot water over it, close your eyes and just take a couple of deep inhales and it'll completely clear your sinuses. But diffusing Breathe right now, again, to purify the air with lemon is also super, super purifying and cleansing. And also just maybe rubbing it on your chest or on the bottoms of your feet. Again, you want to dilute this just to help keep your lungs and your airways open. I even use it before exercise to maximize my lung capacity. I rub it on my chest and I can just take deeper breaths and hopefully burn more calories. What other oils? I think those are my top oils. Of course, like I said last time, there's so many oils. The other one really is tea tree, just to keep all your surfaces clean. Super helpful to disinfect surfaces, door handles, knobs. I like to put 1 drop onto a wet wipe and then wipe down my steering wheel every now and then, and my phone and the gear stick. And any places that you touch frequently, just keep wiping it down. The tea tree, the Melaleuca, is really helpful for that. Then a few other things that you can do just to boost your immune system. I like to take probiotics at night. Some people take them in the morning. I prefer the evening because, again, I feel like my body when I'm resting is going to work. So the probiotics just support my body in cleaning my digestive system or in supporting my digestive system. I like to incorporate some form of greens with every meal. For example, if I'm having a smoothie, I'll put some frozen spinach in there. You can look into spirulina supplements, and then have a nice salad for lunch with dark leafy greens, and then have some like cauliflower, maybe some more spinach, asparagus with dinner. So try and incorporate some sort of green into every meal. Sleep, of course, super, super important. I hope my sleep tips were helpful last week. What else? Something that actually we tend to forget, but that is the power of our mind and the power of our thoughts. So you want to really focus on keeping your thoughts on a higher frequency. Thinking thoughts of love, joy, hope, gratitude, anything that will lift you into that higher state, that higher frequency, because the more you're in that space, the more you boost your immune system. If you are operating at a lower frequency, if you feel fearful or anxious or even depressed, you actually suppress your immune system. So it's really helpful and important to stay positive. Remind yourself daily, hourly, of the things that you're grateful for, focusing on the things that you can control versus the things that you can't control. It's a huge lesson for me right now. There's so much out of our control, but also there is so much in our control, and we can only control what's in between our ears. So we really have to take care of our home. This is our home. And make sure that we're happy in our home and that our home is healthy and vibrant, and so really be mindful of the thoughts. And if we all have our bad days right now, what I find really helpful is the adaptive range. We've just launched that in South Africa. You can get the 15 ml bottle. You can make your own roller bottles. So with this oil, you can make, I don't know how many, you do the math, 250 drops, you need 20 drops in one of these, but you can, create your own roller bottles, or you can get a pre-diluted roller bottle like this. The oils in here help keep you present and positive and uplifted. So if you do have a moment where you are feeling a little down and out, take the roller, rub it onto your wrist, rub it together. Take at least 5 to 10 deep diaphragmatic breaths. So you want to inflate your belly, no shallow breathing, no chest breathing, really deep belly breaths, which the deeper you breathe, the more you calm your central nervous system. Go into that parasympathetic mode, that calming mode, and from that state you can be your healthiest self. I think that's it. So as last week, there is a PDF accompanied with this video with a few other tips and tricks. I am available for any questions. I hope this was helpful. We have one more next week where we'll talk about female hormones. Yay! and then the week after we'll have a live call. So lots of love to you. Hope you're all well, and I will see you next week.